Next to the stage, we have the Gated Community, an Americana band for the 99%. I feel like that's most of you in here. Based in the Twin Cities and formed in 2006 in Minneapolis. I'm going to read that again. I'm dyslexic, so they asked me to do this last minute. Based in the Twin Cities and formed in 2006 in Minneapolis' storied West Bank neighborhood, the Gated Community is known. The Gated Community is known for beautiful vocal harmonies, multiple lead singers, virtuosic soloists, and gripping, politically driven songs. Their fifth album, The Honor and Glory of the Gated Community, will be released in early 2023. They are led by the South Asian American singer-songwriter Sumanth Gopinath. Did I pronounce that right? Great. So without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, give it up for the Gated Community.
Thanks, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. We're going to start off with a song called Stuck in Louisiana, because that's where I was stuck when I was 9 years old.
I'm stuck in a place that I don't know. Some say it's a plan, a sinking by the man in my old phone. Some say I was stuck here long ago. No, 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 it was never a case of a broken heart or a broken soul. It was never a waste of a spoken heart or a story told. It was never based on a broken heart of a broken home. You think I was out there all alone? Now I'm stuck here in Louisiana, and now I'm stuck in a place that I don't know. Some say it's a plan, a sinking by the man in my old phone. Some say I was stuck here long ago. Say I'm steering and it's no good. I say I'm renewing like I should. No, 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 it was always a case of a putting off or a putting on. It was always a face that I had seen and then had gone. It was always a place that stayed too dark long after dawn. You think I was out there all alone? They'll say it all ends when you go home. He'll say make amends when you have grown. You'll say you need something to sit apart. say, hold on. And I say, hold on. And now I'm stuck here in Louisiana. And now I'm stuck in a place that I don't know. Some say it's a plan, sinking by the manifold. Some say I was stuck here long ago.
Thank you. All right, the next song is called Hiding Hard, inspired by the pandemic, or as one of our favorite drag performers, Dina Martinez, says, the pandemic. All right, this next song is called "It's Sad to Be You." These songs, many of them are on our forthcoming album, which is for sale back at the merch table. So it's going to be officially out in February 2023, and then you can listen to it on Spotify and pay us 0.004 cents or whatever it is per song listen. But between now and then, you have to have the special magic, physical copy and or digital download that comes with the special magic copy. So here it is. It's sad to be you.
It's sad to be you, too good to be true. It's bad to be blue, I'm mad that you knew. What good will it do? You're sad to be blue, you don't have a clue. It's bad for the few, it had to be new. What good will it do? Never was a choice in making, never had the chance to start. Never heard the voices breaking as you tried to tear this world apart. Never could have made it harder, never did you raise the light. Never would you deign to barter, though you couldn't say what's wrong or right. It's sad to be you, too good to be true. It's bad to be blue, I'm mad that you knew. What good will it do? You're sad to be blue, you don't have a clue. It's bad for the few, it had to be new. What good will it do? If you could have made a difference, would you still have let me down? If you showed a shade of preference, you would let it burn right to the ground. If there was a tender moment, would you ever hold my hand? If you were a brave opponent, could I ever make you understand? Sad to be you, too good to be true. It's bad to be blue, I'm mad that you knew. What good will it do? You're sad to be blue, glad you're on you. It's bad for the few, it had to be new. What good will it do? It's sad to be you, too good to be true. It's bad to be blue, I'm mad that you knew. What good will it do? You're sad to be through, don't have a clue. It's bad for the few, it had to be new. What good will it do? It's bad for the few, it had to be new. What good will it do?
Thank you. So this next song is our single. I don't really know what that means in 2023, for little itty bitty bands like us. But it's our single. It's called Reeling. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
One more stretch in the road, guess another shot will do it. Stuck on what I was owed, guess I better sit right through it. One more dollar a day, guess it never was quite worth it. Stuck on what I would say, every one of them deserves it. One more time on a hill, see a lover soon departed. One more line on a will, wish I'd never even started. One more time of the day, just another passing moment. One more word I could say to another vile opponent. Get you that you are real. Hate you, what you are feeling. One more weathered barn, there ain't nothing that can repair it. One more night in the car, this ain't nothing but I can't bear it. One more mountain range as I travel west or eastern. One more turn of the page as the devil's half released her. Get you that you are reading. Hate you, what you are feeling. Get you that you are real. Hate you, what you are feeling. Hate you, you are real. Next you, you are dealing.
All right, this next song is called If I Could Leave, and I wrote it in Beth's hometown of Shota, Montana. It's a town of 1,600 people way out in the northwestern part of the state. It's a beautiful part of the country, You could see the mountains in the distance, and somehow this sort of plaintive, lonely song came into my brain. So here it comes.
Saturday driving on the road to the end. Everyone's striving to get back on the mend. Pavement is frozen, the houses alone. If I could leave and go home, if I could leave and go home, where could I be? Thank you.
So we're not a bluegrass band. But nonetheless, we entered a bluegrass band competition because we thought it would be a good idea. And it was. What happened is that we won second runner-up. It's pretty good. It was at the Parkway Theater before the pandemic, and I have to say, even though we're not a bluegrass band, the reason we did it is because of this song. This song is called The Life from My Eyes, and Rosie sings it. Here it comes.
And it's not bluegrass.
It's not bluegrass.
Well, you never even came from Kansas. Everything you ever said was lies. You would loiter by the the dorms on campus. You could barely pass as one of the guys. But your jacket stank of beer and leather. You were a type that I'd seen before. But there was something just a little less or just a little more. Well, your hat was at a ricochet glow, and you talked a more convincing game, though you didn't have a dream to dangle or a dollar to your made-up name. But it was funny when you jacked a blue Honda and you asked if I would step inside, or you said, come on baby, we're going for a little ride. Guess you're a cruiser, ain't a loser. But what you told her had consoled her. With your toys out and your poise, you took the life out from my eyes. With a book for every deep pocket, you feigned that you were just as smart, and well straddling a neighbor crouch right. You were riding on the state of the art. How you talked about the past and the future, how the world was always falling down, and I was wavering from side to side as we were heading down. Everybody's got a big idea. Yours is like nobody cares. For every Jason there is a Medea, just a place where everybody stays. Every wrong you ever felt was hopeless, and every choral morning too is a crowd. So you said if nothing ever matters, everything's loud. You're a refuser, you amuse her. What you told her had consoled her. With your calling mouth, fit to destroy, you took the life out from my eyes. Even though you were another old lecturer with a love on every wing, it was better than a medical stretcher or a wall to which I wouldn't be pinned. No, the darkness wouldn't ever leave me, but your expression of it wasn't a thrill. So would I swallow my inflated pride or just a bitter pill? No, we didn't even get to marriage, 'cause he avoided every court of law. There was justice only in miscarriage. We were waiting for the heat and thaw. You could have sold me the Eiffel Tower. I would have bought it with some pennies and dimes, and I'd still have been a guilty party to your bitter crimes. 'Cause you're a user and a boozer. What you told her had consoled her. With the joy out and the ploy, you took the life out from my eyes. But this story has a happy ending, another fable of a death foretold. No fences that need more mending, no worries that I'm getting old. Yeah, we settled in a cheap apartment, had some babies to thicken the plot, and made sure that I was giving back everything I got. So you're a bruiser, who'll abuse her. What you told her had consoled her. With the
All right, we're going to end with a couple of old ones for us. This one's called Georgia.
On a cold country morning, I was homesick. Couldn't wait to get inside.
On a winter's day was running from a place that me close in my mind.
Something in the air that was calling us back from where we came. And I knew once I returned, I would stop crying and losing hands in every game. I was leaving town tomorrow when I heard my mom had up and died.
I was headed to the depot, feeling lonely and regretful 'cause I'd lied.
Something in your eyes must have told me things are gonna turn okay. And I knew the dark night would be especially clear and bright for all my days. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia.
Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia.
On a cold country morning, I was homesick. Couldn't wait to get inside.
On a winter's day was running from a place that held me close to in my mind.
Something in the air that was calling us back from where we came. And I knew once I returned, I would stop crying and losing hands in every game. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia.
Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia.
Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia. Oh, take a midnight train way down to Georgia. Thank you.
Okay, this last song is one we love doing. We end our shows often with it. It is called I'm Crowded, Move Over.
Old gal, she been fixing crash. She got a crack in the wheel, but a foot in her ass. Says I'm crowded, oh Lord. else has been waiting to die, just sitting around the plains go dry. Cry that old Lord. Old man has that shuffling beat, he been tumbling down the side of the street, says I'm crying that old Lord. Oh man, you got nothing to eat. Been clapping his hands and feet. He says, I'm proud that, oh Lord. Oh, I'm proud that, move over. I'm proud that, move over, move over. My hometown burned away. Here tomorrow, gone today. Said, I'm proud that, oh Lord. Burning red and dreams that couldn't leave my head. Said I'm proud that, oh Lord. I'm proud that, move over. I'm proud that, move over. Hurry on, I'll rob you of day. Hurry on, we'll lead you astray. Hurry on, I'll take you away. Hurry on to comfort and say, okay, 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 okay. You came here with death in your hand, I'm listening more things I said. Said I'm proud that, oh Lord. You came near my dying bed, the lights are bright and I was dead. Said I'm proud that, oh Lord. I'm proud that, move over. I'm proud that, move over. Thank you. We're the gated community. Have a wonderful night. Tim is the Rockers up next.
Hi, my name is Ellen Stanley, and I'm an artist and DJ and music promoter and fan here in the Twin Cities, and I'm really excited to be a part of this event, Beyond the Pandemic Showcase, which is sponsored by the University of Minnesota's Liberal Arts Engagement Hub and the School of Music. We've been enjoying lots of great performances by different musicians, and I get the privilege of talking with them all after they perform and getting to chat a little bit about how the pandemic has affected their life and their creative work and professional life. And I'm really excited to have the gated community joining us. And we had to shift where we were sitting just to fit you all in here in the shot. And I'm really excited to have you all here. Maybe we can start by each of you introducing yourselves and what you do in the band and also how you came to be in this band.
I'm Sumanth Gopinath, and I founded the band in 2006. I play acoustic guitar. I write the songs for the most part, and yeah, I think that's it. And sing too, I sing them.
Hi, my name is Paul Hatlelid. I play drums in the band primarily, but once in a while I get to sing a song or two and play guitar a little bit. I joined the band I think in 2011 after meeting Teresa here at Palmer's. And I've been playing drums ever since, and it's been a great thing.
I'm Teresa, and I play the fiddle in the band. And I've been in the band since 2006 as well. A glorious, long occasion. I'm leaving soon, and so this is kind of like a goodbye gig for me, which is very moving.
I'm Rosie. I joined the band in 2011, I believe, as well. My sister and brother-in-law used to be in the band, and they were in it at that time and kind of invited me to join. And I joined just playing banjo, and then started singing after a little while, and now I just sing. So, yep.
I'm Cody. I play the bass. I'm, I guess, a founding member of Gated Community since 2006. Sumanth and I used to play in another band together, and he asked me to play in this one originally, I think, as a drummer, possibly, and then switched to bass. But yeah, when Paul plays guitar, I get to play the drums here and there, and yeah, it's been great.
Hi, I'm Beth Hartman. I sing and play auxiliary percussion, mostly egg shaker. I don't know, I can't remember when I joined the band, but it's been a few years, and about the time when Rosie's sister and brother-in-law left the band, there was a need for another singer, so that is when I came in.
My name is Nate, and I play guitar and sometimes mandolin, and I sing a couple things here and there. I think I joined this band around 2014 or 2015. I was playing in a band called Hennepin County Millionaires Club, and our first show was playing with the Gated Community, so that night was kind of when I met most of these people, and just started out subbing, but then after about a year or so, I became a full member.
Well, I know a lot of you play a bunch of different instruments and have had different roles in the bands and played in other bands. And I'd love to know what was your musical life like before the pandemic hit? Obviously, you were busy playing with the Gated Community. I know you were, I can't remember, I think you had just put out an album maybe when the pandemic hit. But you know, you also have other work. Some of you teach, might play in other bands. What was your musical life before the pandemic?
I guess out of the mic, so I'll start. Well, I teach music theory at the University of Minnesota, so I was doing that before the pandemic and continued through the pandemic and after. Well, I guess we're still in it. So that was one element. And then I was obviously in the band. I think that's the main thing. I'm an amateur classical pianist, and I play piano, in some context, like with my brother who's a cellist, or sometimes in other contexts. But that's it. And was the question like what we were in before and then what happened after?
Yeah, and also just like how busy were you guys with music before the pandemic, and yeah, maybe how that had to shift.
Yeah, pretty busy. I mean, we're doing a lot of live shows. I feel like, I mean, probably not a lot compared to some other groups because we're not like all professional and doing this to make a living. But I mean, we're doing definitely upwards of like 20, 30 gigs a year, I want to say. Maybe 20 something to 30 something, something like that. So pretty busy. Yeah.
And of course, rehearsing. When you have this many people in a band, you have to actually work on material and practice before shows. So yeah, let's move into how things might have shifted. Maybe we'll pass the mic off to Nate and see, like when the pandemic hit, how did that affect you and in particular in your music?
Well, with me in particular, I had started a band with some other guys that I had been jamming with and that I knew from playing in other bands and subbing in other bands, and we were demoing things, writing songs, getting things together around January and February of 2020, which we were really excited about. And then a month later everything shut down, and then all this momentum just kind of came crashing to a halt. And then at that point we kind of had to change how we wrote things and arranged things and recorded them. So at one point we just sort of decided someone's going to play something to a metronome record that, email it to someone else, he'll record his part over that, and then that's kind of how we developed things, was just through email, which isn't ideal, but you kind of make do.
And it passes the time when
yeah,
all of a sudden you have all this time in your hands,
yeah,
right?
You sort of make do with what you have in those kinds of situations.
Well, and it's interesting. I don't know what genre your new band that you were starting was, but certainly what the gated community does, kind of rooted in sort of folk and country and roots music traditions and blues and things like that. It's rooted in playing together and live music. It's not like, oh, we always, play to beats and samples. It's all about the jamming, right? Even if you're working on a song, you probably flesh out the arrangements, I'm guessing, together. Is that the case? Or?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So did the gated community, did you see each other at all during the pandemic? Or did you do what Nate did and pass tracks around?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
So we didn't for a long time, and it was really sad. And I remember this moment, Rosie texted us and said, "I miss you guys." And that was actually really necessary. And we started to rehearse again over Zoom, actually, which was really challenging.
Right, because there's like a bit of a delay, right?
Right, and so Sumanth and I lived together, so we had our mic on, but everybody else was muted, and we could see them making music, but not hear them, and it was really sad. We also came up with, I think through a student of Sumanth's, who was TAing for music theory, had come up with this way of doing these, working with students for these performance appointments. They had said, well, they used avatars. They used, I think, Mozena Web it was called. And they were able to do these singing performance classes, essentially, online. So we thought, well, let's try this. And so we went in there.
So you had little avatars of yourselves?
We had little avatars of
ourselves.
ourselves.
That's so cool. And I want to see the avatars of the gated community.
And it didn't work very well. You can't, because there's still a delay. And so we couldn't actually sing together. But it was kind of fun because our avatars were running around. But I created this world, and I decided we needed something that would bring us back together. So I created a floating cheeseburger, and it said, after people were exploring, like, let's come back to the cheeseburger and rehearse.
Did you find that was actually almost more distracting than a regular rehearsal? Because I know you guys are all chatty and have lots of interests, right? Was it as hard to wrangle as a live rehearsal where you're like, okay, guys, we got to start playing music because everyone's wandering around the cheeseburger world?
Yeah, it was worse than live rehearsal, I think. It didn't, and it also, because of the delay, we're like, well, this doesn't, it's kind of fun, but it didn't.
It's more
quite
social
work,
than anything else.
But yeah, it was trying to rehearse online and trying to figure out how to do that was frustrating, to say the least. And so it was really kind of magical when we were able to come back together. We rehearsed first in Cody's backyard, and it was amazing when we were able to come back together.
Yeah. And so now that things are kind of back, you guys are at least performing out again, you're rehearsing together in person again. How have things shifted, either personally or as a band?
I think we actually play more now than we did before. I think we kind of realized how important this band is to everybody, and so we made more of an effort once everything opened up again to actually set aside time every week to get together and play, even if it's for an hour, just to keep our chops up and our vibe with each other. And I think we've sounded better recently now than we ever have.
It's so interesting you say that, because it seems like in general a thread I've been hearing from other artists talking about how their lives have changed is that sometimes they're saying, oh, I've slowed down because I missed having the time. But what connects what they said and what you said is intention, right? What happens is I think we all had time to reflect, and you're like, oh, this is what I miss about making music or with hanging out with these particular people, and your value of that time. So it sounds like you've all reinvested yourselves a little bit in the band. So that's really great. So what is one thing you want audiences to know about either your life and work as artists or the importance of what you do in this current climate that we're in, which is so strange on so many levels?
Well, I will say one thing that happened to me over the pandemic was that I started reconnecting with my experience of classical music. And I had basically given up being a classical composer for 25 years, and I started doing it again. And I feel like I'm teaching myself to do it and writing pieces and showing them to people, performing them when they're piano pieces and things. That's been important for me. But I've just been, I write songs really a lot compulsively, and I'll send them to the band and other people. And that's another thing that I feel like it's been affirming, that I know that I really love doing that. That's really important to me. And so yeah, this band is really important to me as part of that. And so it's been really great to feel like, okay, I'm doing this and it's not a waste of my time, because I feel like sometimes I shouldn't do it at all. I should just be focused on my job, which academic jobs take over your life. You're not supposed to do anything else. You're supposed to do it because you love it. And this is like the best job in the world, and no one else has a job like you have. And I struggle with a certain amount of guilt around that.
But not anymore, because you're embracing
Less so,
that.
yeah. I've just decided I don't only want to be an academic when I grow up. I want to be a songwriter and music performer and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe like a baby composer.
So did any of you discover any other musical things about yourself, or explore any new instruments, or do anything to add to your creative work during the pandemic?
I learned a Travis pick.
All right. See, that's something. That's good.
It was hard, but
you had the time.
I'm pro at it now, but I'm way better than I was before.
Excellent.
I can play most John Prine songs.
All you need, G, C, and D gets you most of them. So.
Use 2 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else have any creative discoveries during the pandemic?
I would say no. For me, it just reinforced how much I need other people to play music. And, fiddle, I know some people absolutely love solo fiddle, solo violin, but it just doesn't do it for me. I have to be playing with other people. And, it's a melody instrument, and I have to feel some harmony. So I was just jonesing for playing. And so happy when we finally started playing again.
Yeah.
And all the classical music you do too, right?
Yeah, that's right. I do a lot of classical as well, and it just all stopped. Absolutely. So like all the orchestras and string quartets and stuff I do is just like, and yeah, it was hell, honestly. Yeah. So yes, I just appreciate other musicians and the joy we can make together more than ever, for sure. And I totally agree with Nate that I feel like our attendance at rehearsal before the pandemic was kind of sketchy. Like, we've been so much more, better about coming together to play. Yeah, which is nice. And I see that also as a teacher, that there's this appreciation of students for each other in the classroom that there didn't used to be. I used to really struggle. People would always be on their phones and not wanting to talk to each other, say like before class or even in class. And now there's just this real appreciation of the social, which got shut down by the pandemic.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've discovered, aside from missing playing music, was the connections like what we're doing right now, talking with fellow musicians, playing with other bands and seeing them and seeing my bandmates and that social aspect that, you can Zoom individually with them, but there's something about the collective of being in a room with people, including the people you don't know that well, right? Whether it's fellow students or people who attend the shows. I think we forgot what those loose ties, the importance of them. And I think music has really brought us together. So thank you for bringing us all together tonight. This is so special to have you all here. Are the avatars going to hang around, or are they like a thing of the past?
Next album cover.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we were going to call that album Forever and just have the floating cheeseburger in the pastoral
Like
digital field.
Cheeseburger in Paradise reference?
It kind of was a cheeseburger in paradise.
I think I sang that every time I saw that.
I think you did.
Well, and on that Jimmy Buffett note, we'll wrap things up. Thank you guys so much, the gated community here.
Thank you so much.